Hi guys, it's Liliana the Magnificent, and in this video I'm going to be giving you guys kind of a live action play-by-play of Guild Battlegrounds, which is one of the newest features that's been added to Forges of Empire. It's pretty fun. Essentially, it is an aspect of Guild versus Guild, which was very similar to this, but also not. But only for PCs. So this GBG, as we like to call it, has come out on the mobile feature, and it allows guilds such as, if I pop up here, we've got 8 guilds in this Battlegrounds of Gold that are fighting against one another. We take sectors, you lose sectors, it's a lot of give and take. It's very, very fun. So just to give you guys kind of a background of what had happened, you can see it's really active right now. That's because attrition just reset at midnight game time. So I'm just going to give you guys kind of a show of what we have here. So up at the top, both on mobile and on PC, you're going to see your clock. Every round of Battlegrounds lasts 11 days. It starts clocking down after 11. So it's a nice long duration time. You'll see that. The goal is to gain medals. So with each province that you take, there is a different amount of medals on each one. So for instance, this one has 87. You're looking right here, points or medals per hour. This one has 61. You're going to see this green kind of plus mark after, and that is affected by the buildings that you add on each sector. I'll go into those a bit more. Then there's also attrition. So attrition resets, like I said, every single night. Game clock time, midnight. I live in Central Time, so it's at 11 p.m. my time, it resets. So with each either battle that you do or negotiation that you do, your attrition will increase. It will it will increase your attack penalty or your negotiation multiplier, which is how many different goods you have to give with each turn. So that increases. In this area, both on mobile and on PC, you can see the leaderboard. We have been in first for the past 2 days, and now we've gone down to second. That's okay. That's kind of the fun part about these. There's just a lot of movement, especially when you have 8 guilds. Then there's also the member activity. I'm not going to actually go into member activity just to respect people's names and their privacy. So just to give you guys kind of a rundown of what had happened today. A red had taken over this whole entire area. Purple had also taken over this. So luckily, right at the last minute, there was actually a battle going on between here. Red was working on taking one of ours. We were working on taking red back. They were each at 99, and luckily we had a great group of people that just took it right there. So that kind of gave us an edge in. Otherwise, we would have had to wait for these to reset. Each province, once you take it, has a kind of lock time of 4 hours, and it clocks down from there. So as you can tell, we kind of went around in a C. We went in towards the middle. The goal is to always try to get towards the middle. So the outside, if we take a peek, has only 30, so not as many medals. Whereas we look at one, for instance, in the middle, we have 127. So we want to work towards the middle. That's where you get more of those medals or points per hour, victory points. I know I say medals, but they look like medals, so they're victory points. So we actually just took this one here. You can kind of see, I'm going to go into the buildings a bit. We kind of were big spenders, but that's okay. Thank you to a particular someone for insta leveling with some diamonds. We have a palace, which adds 30 extra rounds. So at Gold League, we have 100 attacks or negotiations that we need to do. I call them encounters in order to take a sector. If you place a palace, it adds 30 more to that. Traps increase that attrition, so they really do a number. So as we look down, there's a lot more other buildings that can be placed. So we don't really play too much with these other than traps, palaces. Fortresses can be nice, but it more so has to do with advancing, and we haven't really seen too much of an increase there that is helping us. Decoys, not so much either. It's really the traps that we've really seen. Siege camps are wonderful because they actually make the chance of having your attrition not increase. So that's really useful. We use a lot of banners to just increase victory points and also statues. Palace brings in more advances to do, but also those victory points. So those are various things. As we kind of peek on what we've placed on other areas, we've mostly just been doing statues. We are trying to just increase those victory points as much as we can. So I'm going to give you kind of a live action of what's going on here. My attrition is already at 24. I've already been battling tonight. There's a chance that I might or might not be able to go after them. We'll see. Normally, everything has to do with being quick, being fast, getting as many as you can in to take as fast as you can. So normally I have been adding in champions and also lots of rogues because I have my Traz, and that's what I have producing in my city. So I don't care if those die per se. It's some of these others that are, like my heavy artillery is kind of crying a little bit, so we're going to leave them be. I have a pretty good amount of my light units, so I will add one of those in. I don't have too many of my long range artillery, but I'll still add one. And let me see, I might add in one of these just because I want to have 4. Normally I'll go for 3, and instead of a long range I'll put in a heavy, but as you saw, my heavies are kind of hurting. So I'll pop in one of these guys and we'll see if I can beat them, and if I can't, well, then you see what attrition does. So always want to auto battle, not too bad. When it's happening fast, normally what I'll do is I'll quick pop out the ones that are hurting, see what I've got. I'll quick pop over, add my champion in. For now, we're going to add in another one of those. We'll bring in you, go back. Now, instead of sitting here and scrolling forever and ever and ever, I've learned a better strategy. Go up to your ages, quick scroll down to a higher age, and the only thing that will be there are your rogues. So then you can kind of auto battle faster. Always auto battle. Don't go in and actually do the fights. When you're looking for quickness, it's not worth it. That's also kind of a thing with GBG as well, so that PC guild versus guild. So as you can tell, I got hit pretty hard. So now is about when I would switch to negotiations. So we'll see how well this goes. There are no boosts that you can use from your tavern for negotiations, I should say. You can use an attack bonus for when you're battling, which is very, very helpful, but there's nothing that helps with this. So we'll see how well this kind of shakes out for us here. We'll see if this is lucky. Oh, look at that. We were lucky. So normally you just keep going. So right now we're really fighting. We want to get red out of our area. I'll do one more while I think if there's anything else that I wanted to share with you guys. Really, it's about working together, strategy. Even though you don't have to go for as many attritions as I do or as others do in the guild, even if you do 1 or 2 attacks a day, that makes a huge difference, especially since we have, 85, we have 55 of us. Boy, 85. Come on, Lil. Oh, hey, that was a good one. So even just that small amount, the attrition resets, it's very, very helpful. So you can see this number is increasing. If it ever isn't increasing, it's probably just because you need to reset. So if that happens both on PC and on mobile. Just back out of your city and go back in. Hopefully I covered everything and this was kind of helpful. I know you didn't get to see the big quick action going on, but it's still something nice to see. All right, guys, have a good night.